There are nights you never forget, not because something big happened, but because something holy did. It was the night our family knelt together in the living room, our hands trembling, our hearts breaking, and our voices trembling through prayer. We didn't know what tomorrow would bring. The doctor had called earlier that day with the kind of news that takes the breath out of your lungs. But that night we didn't give up. We prayed as one family. Nikes. And something changed. Maybe not the way we expected, but enough to remind us that the power of family love and faith together can turn fear into peace. This is the story of the night we prayed as one family. It started on a rainy Thursday evening. The storm outside seemed to echo what was happening inside our home. My sister Emily had been sick for weeks, and doctors couldn't find the reason. Every test came back inconclusive, and each new visit brought more fear than comfort. My parents were exhausted. Dad from working extra hours, Mom from endless nights sitting by Emily's bedside. I remember standing in the hallway, listening to them whisper, their voices breaking between hope and despair. That evening, Grandma arrived unannounced. She had heard enough worry in our voices over the phone to know that our family needed something more than medicine. She stepped into the house, dripping from the rain, holding a small worn Bible and a box of candles. "Tonight," she said softly, "we pray together. No one goes to bed alone." Mom started to protest. She didn't want to burden anyone. But Grandma simply smiled and began lighting candles one by one. The power flickered and went out, and for a moment, only the golden glow of the candles filled the room. The shadows danced on the walls, and something in the air shifted. We sat in a circle, Dad, Mom, Grandma, my brother and me, around Emily's chair. Her face was pale, but she smiled weakly. That's when Grandma whispered, "This house will be a church tonight." Have you ever prayed together with your whole family? Really prayed? Not just before a meal, not just when things are good, but when your heart is breaking and you can't find the right words? That's what happened to us that night. We didn't have fancy words or rehearsed prayers. We just had tears, silence, and the courage to keep believing. Dad prayed for strength, his voice trembling. Mom prayed for peace, even if the outcome didn't change. I prayed for a miracle. And Grandma, her eyes closed, simply whispered, "Lord, let this family remember that love is stronger than fear." Sometimes the miracle isn't healing right away. It's the peace that comes while you wait. That night, for the first time in months, we didn't feel afraid. We felt together. As the candles burned lower, the storm outside began to fade. The thunder softened, and the house grew quiet, except for the sound of our breathing. Emily opened her eyes and said, "It feels warm in here." We thought she meant the candles, but later we realized it was something else. A peace that settled like a blanket over every heart in that room. Dad reached for Mom's hand, and for the first time in a long while, they smiled through their tears. Something changed that night, not just in Emily, but in all of us. Over the next few days, her symptoms began to ease. The doctors were surprised at her sudden improvement, but we knew that prayer had done something real. Not magic, but mercy. Weeks later, Emily's strength returned. She laughed again, played the piano again, and filled the house with music. But the greater miracle wasn't just her recovery. It was how that night brought our family back to the table again, back to grace, back to the power of family love that reminds us God is near when we stand together. That night, our living room became more than just a room. It became a sacred place where fear was defeated by faith. Close your eyes for a moment. Think about your family, the faces you love most. When was the last time you prayed together, not out of habit, but out of need? Sometimes life scatters us in different directions: work, school, worry, distance. But when a family gathers in prayer, heaven leans in to listen. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be honest. That's what we learned that night. One prayer said in unity can carry a family through the darkest storms. Dear Lord, thank you for hearing us, even when our voices shake. Thank you for mothers who keep praying, fathers who keep believing, and children who keep hoping. We thank you for reminding us that the power of family love isn't just an emotion, it's your design for healing and strength. Thank you for turning fear into faith, for turning our living rooms into sanctuaries, and for never leaving us alone. Tonight, we lift up every family watching this video, the broken, the tired, the waiting, and we ask that you meet them right where they are. Remind them that when they pray as one family, you are already in the room. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's carrying a heavy burden tonight. Tell them that the power of family love still heals, still comforts, still brings light into the darkest rooms. Comment below with your own story, a moment when your family prayed together and saw God move. We read every message, and together, we're building a community that believes in faith, love, and hope. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to A Gift Called Family for more real stories of healing and courage, where faith and family come together to remind us that no night is too dark when love still prays. Remember, sometimes the miracle isn't in the answer. It's in the family that prays as one.